Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Actors Area. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant. Hope you are doing fantastic all the way around the world and that you are booking left and right. If you're not booking, then you're in the process, not on the process of booking. Anyway, hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and your week is off to a great start. And what else was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah. The Oscars were just recent, which is, always something interesting to say the least. But truth of the matter is, I enjoy when that time comes around because it's always an opportunity to share a lesson that success is not made through the awards you receive, right? And it's really great to get awards. I mean, to be nominated, to actually win, whatever it is. But success is created inside you. Success is created in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your vibration, right? The energy that you hold in you within yourself, that is what creates success. And that's what creates success as an actor. It's no different than anything else in life. So, vibrational acting. Okay. So, when I developed this concept, I was on this obsessive, I've got a bit of an obsessive personality sometimes, but I was on this obsessive binge with vibration. And at the time I was an actor and I was doing really successful, kind of booking things left and right and stuff. And, I'd reached that point where I wanted to get into teaching and I wanted to give back all that I was learning to as many actors and actresses that I possibly could. And so I was meditating and really kind of diving deep, and I came up with the concept the vibrational actor or vibrational acting, and it just hit me like a lightning rod, hit me like a lightning bolt. It was like, wow, that is a masterful way to really help actors to, as we're going to talk about in this episode, gain the confidence that they need and eventually succeed by investing in that energy, right? In that energy of being that success. So when it comes to vibrational acting, basically you're just working from the end back to the beginning. And what that means is you're really tapping into the energy. And this is something I think that is like somewhat overlooked in a lot of acting classes today. Now, they're getting a lot better because what you're finding is more and more individuals are spiritual in nature. They're really taking the time out to integrate their spirituality into their acting. And so by doing that, all of a sudden it gives you a higher consciousness as it relates to your craft, right? And you go from a surface actor to the spirit of acting, which is the underlying energy of it, right? And this is where you just begin to be able to pick it apart and come up with things, because what passion does for you, passion and what spirituality does is it reveals secrets about that thing. And for me, that's how the vibrational actor came about. And so, it's really just taking the time, as I was saying before I got sidetracked by myself, take the time to really cultivate the energy of who it is you desire yourself to be, because everything is energy. I just got off the Money Cure podcast talking about how this universal energy, which is everywhere in the universe, It's the air you touch, the air you're breathing right now. It's every single inch. That energy, right, can be used to create the outcome that you desire, right? And then it gets back into that frame of mind of expectation in the sense of not being attached, right? But just giving it attention as to what you desire to have happen. Because here's the thing. The universe is always going to give you something you want or something greater, right? That's just how it's set up. The universe is a master. It will always give you. It's infallible. It's perfect in its operation. It will always give you what you want or will give you something greater unless you fall out of alignment with its laws, right? Because when you're no longer in alignment with the laws, you can no longer prosper according to the universe. So the most important thing to understand is that the universe only sees abundance, which means it can only see you succeeding unless you decide to do something differently or to see something other than success, right? You look at people succeed, you look at people just do so many wonderful things, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. That's the way that you're supposed to carry yourself through acting, life, every other area, right? But what happens is because our energy is fragmented oftentimes, we don't succeed, and all of a sudden, you start to think about the odds of all the people acting, of all the actors. And I trust me, I did this in LA. I used to think about like, well, there's 10 million people trying to be actors. Maybe I need to go somewhere where I have a better chance, yada, yada, yada. And you get into all those limitations. And when you argue for your limitations, God damn it, you are going to live them out to be true. You just are. That's just the way it's set up. The universe is not going to argue with you. It's like, oh, okay, I want to give you success, but you want your limitations. I'll give you your limitations. And guess what? You live them out. And then you're wondering, well, where did I go wrong? Speaking from experience, you went wrong because instead of you, and I say you, I mean me, instead of me taking the time to just develop the energy that would create the outcome that I desired, right? I'm sitting here focused on the stuff that I can't control, and that is what trips so many performers up, right? You start to focus on the stuff you can't control, and that's everything outside of you. You can't control that producer. You can't control that director. You can't control that casting director. You can't control that other actor or actress. You can't. All you can do is go within and develop that energy that only knows what the universe knows, that you are set up to succeed with confidence, right? Because once you tap into this energy, it brings confidence, right? It brings confidence because you know that regardless of anything, you have joy because you have used the concept of vibration to be the actor that you've always desired to be. And whether or not something works out or not, you know the universe has your back in a sense of it's going to give you what you want or something greater. And when you tap into this, you have no choice but to prosper as a performer. You spend most of your time in gratitude because you're just so grateful about all the joy you feel. And then you know what else happens? You become kinder. You experience kindness with other performers because guess what? It's a lie. All this stuff about dog eat dog and you got to get this role before somebody else gets it. There's like 95,000 TV shows and movies in production right now. Like you don't have to fight anybody, right? You just have to stay in your own vibrational lane. And by doing that and by focusing on you and nothing else, guess what? Your time will come because the universe is set up so all of us can succeed. The universe is set up so all of us can succeed, right? And if it's not meant to succeed, guess what? You might be in the wrong business, so then it's time to move to something else. And that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the idea is to build the energy and tell yourself, what does that look like? What does that look like? Tell you a quick story. I had just started acting. Actually, I started acting in 2004. Most of you guys know this story, but seriously, December 12th, 2007. Yeah, I was all over the place for those 3 years. But so I started, and I just kind of went in with it. I just dove into it. And my energetic makeup is that of a sense of someone who, when I see a target, there is nothing that will stand in my way. And I'm not saying I'm always going to barrel through it, but I will find a way to get around it. If I see a target, if I see something that resonates with me on a deeper level and I want it, I go get it, right? And what that has taught me, and this is what I really want you to catch. What that had taught me at that time, because this was like 13 years ago, it taught me that you have to embody the energy of the thing that you want. You have to live in the energy of the thing that you want. So I started acting. I did this student film, King Erroneous's Castle, at the University of New Orleans, because that's where I started my acting career. I did. I danced a little bit in Ray before as like a featured part. But there was a fire, a desire inside of me that knew that I could be the person reciting the lines on a big film. And when I mean big film, I'm talking like a studio film, right? And so fast forward a couple months, literally, I would say 6 months after I started acting, this lady out of the blues casting director called me up. Sean, you'd be a great look for this. It's a feature spot in The Vampire's Assistant, Cirque du Freak. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I love acting. I just want to be on set. And each time I carried that energy of what I wanted to unfold, of what I wanted to have happen. I carried it, right? Even when I was an extra, because there's a time where all of us were extras. I carried the energy of being able to be the lead, even though I hadn't had the training, I hadn't had the coaching, I hadn't had like the advice, I hadn't had anything other than the truth that I desired to do this. And this is how you master the universe, because it will submit when the desire is so strong, right? Not that I would kill anybody for it, but I was just going to do whatever I could. All of a sudden, I'm shooting a scene, I'm on set, it's a really interactive set with the other actors, and I just had the best time. And I thought that was that. I was done, I was moving on, and then I get a call from the casting director, and she says, the director thinks that you are a perfect fit for a role, a speaking role, which is what I wanted. And they want to bring you in to meet the producers. And you want to know what's so funny is, here I am, like, on set, trying to be cool about it, a little bit nervous. But I go to set, and literally, I'm thinking I'm going to have to like audition for them or something like that. They just say, "Oh yeah, you got it. Go to makeup. It's about 90 minutes, and then we'll call you out of your trailer when it's time for you to go on." And just like that, I went from extra to having my own trailer, to having speaking lines, to doing some Hollywood movie makeup, and just basically living out something that I desired to have for myself. And it's the most amazing feeling, and I'm telling you, it would have never came. Looking back on that story, I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now. Looking back on that story, it would have never unfolded if I didn't have an unwavering faith, but more importantly, that energy, that vibration in myself as someone who could be the guy, right? Or who could be one of the guys. But actually, I wanted to be the guy. And that happened down the road a little bit longer, a little bit later afterwards. But this was a step, a huge step in the right direction. And I love that movie. It didn't do too well, but I love it because it's always resonant with me having that energy of being able to know that I knew I was right for that part and that role even before it ever happened. And that's what the vibrational actor does. That's what the vibrational acting is about. Embodying that. Just taking it in. No matter what happens. Your agent, you may have pissed your agent off. You may have not had an audition in so long. But guess what? The energy is still available to be molded into what you desire to see unfold for yourself. Invest in this and watch your career prosper. Watch it prosper. So before I go, I'd like to set an intention for everybody because we're all here sharing this energy. And it allows us to really just connect and come into agreement with what we desire. And let's get to it. Dearest God in me, O benevolent spirit, force, loving universe, it is my intention that every actor and actress and performer out there easily manifests the roles that are perfect for them, that is in unison with divine right and divine selection under grace in a perfect way, that nothing may hinder them or get in their way of what's truly meant for them. Thank you. And so it is. And there you have it. You're on your way. Keep that energy. Keep it right where you want it, where you know it needs to be, and you will have no problems. Guys, thanks so much. Take care. Good luck on all your auditions. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.